Hi, welcome to channels 3, 5, 13. This is channel 5, episode 4. So, today we're going to base our conversation around the lesson you struggle with will repeat itself until you learn from it. So, how can we apply this to chronic illnesses? So there have been a lot of new information out on, especially like autoimmune type diseases, that perhaps that this type of disease is unhealed trauma. There are a lot of different things out right now that you can find on this. And if you find something awesome, please comment it and link it. I would love to see it. Because clearly, like I've said before, I'm going through something alongside trying to talk about it and heal with you guys too. So when it comes to struggling with lessons too, it's I guess again we can only see through our own perspective, or at least it's the easiest thing to do. So giving examples from my own perspective, before I was really sick last year, I was massaging anywhere from 1 to 5 massages, human massages in a day, and a horse, which is like 1 to 3 hours. So I was very physically active, and I'm a mother to 2 young kiddos who were in school, and now they're at home learning, and they have been, because I'm very immunocompromised and we all have asthma, but also it's just what's best for our family. But anyways, besides that, I was really busy. I've got ADHD, and I jump from one thing to the next, and I go all in. And for the last, I've never just had time to just chill. I was pregnant when I was 19 and finished my first college degree when my kiddo was just 2. So I didn't personally have a chance from high school to now to just not really think about what I was doing and not just go for it. I mean, I became a mother, and everything I knew then changed to making sure that I had a happy life to support a child. And I met my husband, and we had another kiddo, and everything has been amazing, but it's definitely been busy. And as other parents know, or at least I'm sure can relate to that it's just, I mean, as the days might be slow, the months and the years have gone by so quickly. And you add another diploma on top of that while the kids are in school, while teaching yoga. It's just been a lot. And until getting sick and until this pandemic, I had not been forced to just sit. The last time I just had to sit was a concussion, and it wasn't quite the same. It was debilitating in that, like it was my 6th or 7th concussion, so it was really hard to deal with, and I definitely had to change my career. I couldn't teach hot yoga anymore. I had to start teaching at the studio, a normal studio, which ended up being fun too, and lessons there as well. But it's been just crazy. I don't think that I would have had the chance to slow down had I not gotten sick. There's been a lot in my life I needed to slow down from, and I didn't really realize that because I'm just a let's go, let's do this now kind of a person. And when I get my head wrapped around an idea, I am generally all for it. and I'm for it, and let's just do this. So for me, my lesson that I continue to be knocked down with, I think, is to just rest. I think I need to take the time that's necessary to rest. It's definitely something that I've not had the chance to do. And since the pandemic, I've been forced to do it, and those around me have been forced to help me. And fortunately, my husband is amazing. My kids are amazing, and they have been very helpful. But nonetheless, you get that guilt, right, that comes from being sick and not being normal at home and able to pull your normal weight and responsibility. So that's another conversation. But I definitely never took the time before to, I try to always be self-aware, but as far as taking rest goes, that's definitely that has always been something that's really hard for me to do. I would much rather help someone else than rest, because when we rest, we're forced to feel, and that's really uncomfortable. And there's a lot to feel these days, especially if you're immunocompromised. I feel like it's almost impossible to be sitting down right now and forced to rest without feeling incredible amounts of anger and frustration and sadness, let alone from your symptoms. Like, our world right now is really challenging, and this is with someone, just to anyone, it's challenging. So I think being forced to rest and to focus on, and not forced to focus on, but resting and choosing to focus on, how can I make my life better? There's a lot out of there's a lot out of all of our control. And when we have an autoimmune or autonomic nervous system disorder or dysfunction or disease, or chronic injury, but in particular the autoimmune and autonomic, I think it's necessary that we do the inner work. I think that we have to ask ourselves, what would make us happy? What are we doing in our life right now that we don't do? Again, something I've talked about already in past conversation, but it's a big deal. I think that as we get older, we really stray away from what we love to do because of responsibility, and I don't think we live long enough to be able to do that. And yet our society focuses on growing up and diving into a 40-hour plus work week. That's really like, it's still to this day, like, interesting to tell people that I'm self-employed and I own my own massage business. You get comments regarding your pay potential. You get comment, oh, well, you can take vacations whenever you want. It's like every career you have, no matter what, has its challenges and ups and downs, every single one. And no matter what we do, it's up to us to pick what is going to make us happier. So I think I don't even know how I got onto that conversation. Oh my goodness. See, this is the fun part about ADHD and recording yourself, trying to stay on topic and doing that kind of thing. Oh, fun times. Anyways, something you struggle with, and a lesson you struggle with that a lesson that's going to be repeated until you learn it. I think there are a lot of those for us right now. I don't think it's just if we have a chronic illness we're forced to rest and what comes from that. I think that there's also lessons of compassion and being able to have empathy. And I know this is something that I'm struggling with, and it's been a roller coaster for me this entire pandemic, is having empathy for those who are not on the same ship as you. And we are all on different ships, so that's really difficult sometimes. So there's so much going on. But again, I think if we find what we are missing in our life, and I think a part of that is doing what makes us happy. See, that's how I got to the conversation. Now I see where the box is, why my brain did that. Okay, anyways. So finding what we love, what we miss, what we don't do anymore, the drawings, like I'd mentioned in the past conversation, that I used to do more, that I need to do more, and I am striving to do them more. Maybe it's meditations. Maybe you need to have conversations with some people that you love more. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's walking outside. Maybe it's growing a plant inside. Maybe it's moving your furniture around. I don't know. What did you do as a kid? Did you play The Sims? I loved that game. I would love to be able to play it again too. Maybe that's something I should look into. See, sometimes just saying things out loud and letting it just go and flow can actually help you to hear yourself, and it ends up helping yourself. And a lot of the time, the advice we give is what we actually need to hear, which is a reason why I'm healing with you. I am also trying to figure out why I am so sick from this autonomic nervous system disorder or dysfunction. Why? Why does this happen to us? Reflection. It's part of the lesson. I don't want to continue to be knocked down, so I'm going to try to learn as much as I can. And to anyone listening who is also going through a chronic illness, I would love to hear your perspective. Absolutely. So please comment, send me a message or something. I would love to hear. And until next time, I hope that you can try to implement something that you love doing that you do not do enough into your life, even just for 5 minutes over the next little while. All right, have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share.